Okay, it's about that time. Time to get back into the laboratory. Okay, so these last few months, I haven't watched a ton of movies. Maybe 150, something like that. I don't know. I'm going to add about 50 movies and make it a top 750 list. Um, and we're gonna do it a little bit differently. We're gonna start with the higher rated movies that I'm adding first. Another thing, so the website and the YouTube videos have been out for a few months, not getting much interest. But then again, I'm not really trying to advertise it or anything. But after this video, I'm going to try to start a Reddit account and hopefully get some interest using Reddit. Starting out at number 90, All Quiet on the Western Front. Idealistic teenagers enlist in the German army only to face the grim, muddy, and violent reality of World War One, where their dreams of glory are replaced by a fight for survival. You know, I always talk about how more resources and modern technology give an advantage to make better movies. That being said, there's still nothing I've seen recently that's in the top, I guess, 89. But the resources are just available for this movie. I mean, it just seems so realistic. There's no generals, no speeches. It's it just seems like unbelievably realistic. It's really good. Number 175, Gangster Squad. Pretty surprised to only see its 6.7 IMDb. 2013 crime film about a secret LAPD unit in 1949 Los Angeles tasked with taking down ruthless mob boss Mickey Cohn, played by Sean Penn. So, I'm going to use realistic again. Not that I would really know, but it does. It's just like it's put together like perfectly. I mean, this director Ruben Fleischer, never heard of him. Um, just did a phenomenal job. I mean, Sean Penn. How am I forgetting Ryan Gosling and how am I forgetting his name? One second. And Josh Brolin. Just yeah. I don't. Maybe I have it a little bit too high, but I think it's really good. I might need to rewatch it, but just one of those movies. It gets top 200 because there's just no like really boring parts. It's just put together really well. Number 193, Mudbound. 2017 historical drama directed by Dee Reese, based on Hillary Jordan's novel about two families in the post-World War II Mississippi Delta, one white, one black, who are bound by the land but divided by racism as two sons return from war to find a fragile friendship challenged by the Jim Crow South. For it to just kind of obviously, it's going to seem like it's going to have a slow pace to it, but by the same token, it's got a slow pace, but it's still captivating the whole way through. Great movie. Number 284, The Creator. Um, this one was kind of hard for me to rank. Just came out a couple years ago. I got to be careful about describing the movie because I could give it away, but it's future war between humans and AI. Um, just reading about it. A little bit complicated, if you're just watching the movie and you're not really read up on what's going on, but not too complicated. But it's just I got that feeling when I was watching it. It was like it was almost trying too hard. Like, it was just like, okay, this is going to be a top 25 movie of all time. You're going to love this movie and it's just trying so hard. But that being said, it's good. Like, I think it's a top 300 movie, but I think sometimes these movies, the directors, I don't know what's going on, but they're trying so hard to make an all-time classic, and it just comes across as trying too hard. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's really good. Okay, number 330, Tenet, Christopher Nolan movie. I this was like the hardest movie to rank ever because I've only seen it once. I really need to rewatch it. I feel like it might not be a top 500 movie, and I'm just, you know, um, I don't know how to explain it, but I mean on my methodology. But let me read about it. Sci-fi action thriller about a secret agent, the protagonist, who uses time inversion technology to prevent a future attack on the present, unfolding in a world of international espionage beyond real time. So the plot to the movie's great. The script is a little bit questionable on parts of it, but I'm just got to give Christopher Nolan the benefit of the doubt. Number 349, Fist of Legend, Hong Kong martial arts film starring Jet Li, the Chinese martial artist who returns to Japanese occupied Shanghai in 1937 to avenge his master's death and defend his school against Japanese forces. This movie, if you like action, is low key phenomenal. I mean, the battles, too specifically, are just off the chain, if that's something people still say. But um, yeah, it's great, great movie. Number 392, The Covenant, Guy Ritchie's movie, is a war action drama starring Jake Gyllenhaal as U.S. Army Sergeant John Kinley and Dar Salim as his Afghan interpreter Ahmed, focusing on their bond and Kinley's mission to repay Ahmed for saving his life in Afghanistan. I don't know. I might have this movie a little bit too high, but I would say top 500. Good acting, really good acting, and just a good war movie. Okay, number 403, War of the Worlds. I just, when I did the initial list, I made multiple lists and somehow I lost. There were a few movies that I skipped over, and I meant to include this on the initial list. Solid Steven Spielberg movie starring Tom Cruise as a divorced dock worker who must protect his children during a sudden violent alien invasion of Earth based on H.G. Wells' novel. Really good visuals on the movie, obviously, with Spielberg. The storyline, don't love it. I mean, it's just a little bit too simple, but it's really good. It could have been a lot better, I think, but it's still really good. Number 415, Land of Bad. 6.6 IMDb is all. A little surprising. Not too surprised. I'll get into it here in a minute. Action thriller film starring Liam Hemsworth as a rookie soldier, J.J. Kinney, who is left behind after a Delta Force mission in the Philippines goes wrong, and Russell Crowe is the Air Force drone pilot, Reaper, who guides him to safety over 48 hours, or tries to guide him to safety. Okay, the movie, I just think it's got a couple, like, I need to go back and watch it, but pretty probably, I could be wrong, but unrealistic parts. But, like, it just, I don't know. It just, I thought it was really good. Like, it had some, like, it makes up for the unrealistic parts with some really cool parts. And probably a little too high, but again, movie came out 2024. Again, there's more resources available to make a really cool type of movie like this. Number 448, The Sting. Picture of the year 1973, classic American crime comedy film starring Paul Newman and Robert Redford as two conmen who team up to pull off an elaborate long con against a ruthless mob boss in 1930s Chicago, winning 7 Academy Awards. Just a really clever movie, and especially back then, I mean, it would just probably be like incredibly clever movie. But it's a really good, easily top 500 movie. Number 449, Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb, is a 1964 black comedy film directed by Stanley Kubrick, satirizing Cold War paranoia and nuclear annihilation through the story of an insane U.S. general who orders a nuclear strike on the Soviet Union. I know I'm trying to keep this more modern. I think I said around 1970 and earlier, but I'll go back and add a few from the 1960s, and I felt like I had to watch this movie. Um, yeah, obviously it's really high. Like, it's 8.3 IMDb, and I get it, right? But it's such a unique movie, and that's a big thing with me, right? I told you from day one. So I probably should have this higher, for sure. But it would be worth me going back and watching it. But I feel good having it ranked where it's at. Number 463, Glass. I think I mentioned this on one of my prior videos, but I made a mistake in not adding it because, I only add one of, like, if it's a series of movies, like, I only add the best one. And I was somehow thinking that this was somehow tied in with The Sixth Sense, but obviously it's not. It is, or maybe I just skipped over it when I was doing all the list. But this is in a trilogy of Night Shyamalan with Unbreakable and Split. This is the best of the trilogy and the last of the trilogy, in my opinion. This is just a. I had to read up on it because I was trying to remember all these movies. It's really good. It's just a different angle on the whole superhero type of movies, and that's why I like it so much. Elijah Prince, the architect, played by Samuel L. Jackson. It's good. I don't want to give anything away, but it's yeah. I think you would like this movie probably. Number 526, The Pale Blue Eye. 6.6 IMDb. Don't really understand that rating. Netflix mystery thriller directed by Scott Cooper based on Louis Bayard's novel about a detective, Christian Bale, investigating a murder at West Point in 1830 who enlists the help of a young cadet, Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, and it was funny because I was like, who's that actor? Where's that guy from? And he's from the movie, The Ballad of Buster Scruggs. It's a dog drinking water there. Just a very solid mystery movie. And where do I have it? Almost in the top 500, but it's solid. Number 556, Patton, 1970, is an epic biographical war film starring George C. Scott as the controversial U.S. General George S. Patton during World War II, directed by Franklin J. Schaffner and written by Francis Ford Coppola and Edmund H. North. The film chronicles Patton's military career from North Africa to the invasion of Germany, highlighting his genius, flamboyant personality, and insubordination, and won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture and Best Actor, though Scott famously declined. I just remember with the movie, there's like one scene that's incredible with the tank battles. But I think the movie, it's kind of shortening the battle scenes, and it's skipping over a lot of the battles as well. Maybe not a lot, but some of the major battles, it just kind of skips over it in the movie. I'm not a fan of that, obviously. They did what they could, I guess, at the time. But it had one scene with really good battles. But the acting was phenomenal, and it just shows Patton the way he was, I guess, and how he still didn't trust the Russians even after the U.S. was allied with Russia in World War II. He still didn't trust them. But it's a good movie. Number 559, Blood Simple, 1984 debut film from the Coen brothers, a neo-noir crime thriller set in Texas about a jealous bar owner who hires a private investigator to kill his unfaithful wife and her lover, leading to a convoluted plot of double crosses, blackmail, and violence. Not a predictable movie at all. A lot of these movies, they're kind of predictable. I wouldn't say that this is a predictable movie. And that's obviously what's going to make it, a good movie. So it's solid movie. 565, Threads, 7.9 IMDb, 1984. Threads is a harrowing 1984 British television film that depicts the devastating effects of a nuclear war on the city of Sheffield, England, following a fictional nuclear attack during the Cold War. Known for its realistic and brutal portrayal, it follows a young couple, Ruth and Jimmy, as their lives unravel amidst societal collapse, radiation fallout, and the long-term aftermath, becoming one of the most acclaimed and terrifying films about nuclear war ever made. Yeah, the movie definitely makes you Hope that we never have nuclear war. 581, Judas and the Black Messiah. It's a biographical crime drama about William O'Neill, an FBI informant who infiltrates the Illinois Black Panther Party. And I don't want to say anything more. I don't want to give anything away. Daniel Kaluuya is a phenomenal. I don't want to say phenomenal. I haven't seen him in a ton of movies, but man, he's really good in this movie. He probably is a phenomenal actor. The movie, it's an intense movie. Is there a ton to the movie? Probably not, but it's it's solid nonetheless. 582, The Gray Man is a Netflix action thriller directed by the Russo brothers, starring Ryan Gosling as CIA operative Sierra Six, who becomes the target of a global manhunt led by his psychopathic former colleague Lloyd Hansen, Chris Evans, after uncovering dark agency secrets. You know me, action is not my genre unless it's like really I'm really picky on it, let's say, but this is good. This is good action. I can comfortably put this in the top 600. 583, Reptile, crime thriller directed by Grant Singer, starring Benicio del Toro as a hardened detective investigating the brutal murder of a young real estate agent, a case that uncovers a web of corruption and unravels his own life. Nothing too special about the plot of the movie, but it's got the right actors that puts it in the list, like Benicio. And it just has that feel like a lot of these movies where there's like, they play a cop, it just doesn't quite seem all the way realistic. This one does. That's what makes it in the list. Number 621, Dead Man Walking. I didn't realize that this was based on a true story. It's directed by Tim Robbins, based true story of Sister Helen Prejean, Susan Sarandon, and her relationship with death row inmate Matthew Poncelet. Sean Penn in Louisiana, exploring themes of capital punishment, crime, and redemption. Don't want to give anything away. Sean Penn is an incredible actor, obviously. Could be a top 15, top 20 actor of all time. Yeah, it's really not that predictable of a movie. It's really good. Number 622, Lansky. I just watched this movie. This would probably be higher. This is a really good movie. 2021 is a biographical crime drama about notorious gangster Meyer Lansky, starring Harvey Keitel as the aging mob boss who recounts his life story to a struggling writer, Sam Worthington, while under federal investigation for his hidden fortune. Crazy movie. You think there's going to be more to it at the end of the movie, but that still doesn't really take away from the movie. It's just, you can tell he's like teaching the journalist about life, and it's just crazy stories, good acting, and it's just really good. Based on a true story. Number 631, The Iron Claw. It's a biographical sports drama film about the Von Erich brothers, a family of professional wrestlers in the 1980s, focusing on their triumphs, tragedies, and the immense pressure from their domineering father, Fritz. So I don't really remember seeing Zac Efron in any movies, but I mean, the guy is such a good actor in this movie. I literally thought I time traveled to the 1970s. I mean, everything about him in the movie. It's just 1970s, or what does it say here? My bad. It says in the 1980s, around that same time. You know what I'm trying to say, but it's I don't want to give anything away. I wouldn't call it a phenomenal movie, but it's good. It's good. It's all about Zac Efron in the movie. 648, Superbad, teen comedy film directed by Greg Mottola, starring Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. Two inseparable high school seniors, Seth and Evan, who try to score alcohol for a party to impress girls before they go to college. All three of the main actors in this movie are pretty funny. I mean, Jonah Hill, he's funny in War Dogs. He's funny in this movie. I still need to watch 21 Jump Street, but yeah, what was I going to say? It's good. I'm really picky with comedies. This is a good comedy. 677 Incendies, critically acclaimed Canadian drama directed by Denis Villanueva, adapted from Mawad's play about twins who travel to the Middle East to uncover their mother's past, leading to shocking revelations about their family's history amidst civil war. It is 8.3 IMDb, by the way. Let me stop it for a second. Man, I don't want to give anything away, but this is a crazy movie. It's I wouldn't say 8.3, but it's a real life drama. Let's just put it like that. Kind of like on the level of the movie Precious. 691 Death Sentence, a vigilante type of movie with Kevin Bacon. I don't even want to read this. I don't want to give anything away, but I'm trying to remember the ending because this isn't a movie I've recently watched. This was a movie that I initially wanted to put in the top 700, but I just kind of I think I meant to put it like around 670, 680, and I had so many movies I was getting mixed up. So this isn't one that I've recently watched, but I'm trying to remember the very ending. It's it's uh it's good. It's a good movie. It's it's action, but it's well thought out. It's a good movie. 697 Hail Caesar. It's only 6.3 IMDb. A little surprising. Coen Brothers comedy set in 1950s Hollywood following a studio fixer, Eddie Mannix. Josh Brolin as he deals with a series of absurd problems, most notably the kidnapping of a major star, George Clooney, during the filming of a biblical epic. I'm not surprised 6.3, but I just figured people would put the movie higher. It's almost like feels like a cult classic kind of, and it just to me it just seems like the IMDb would be higher on it. But I don't think it's a phenomenal movie, but man, this is give me a second. I don't want to spend a bunch of time on ChatGPT or looking up how to describe this movie to you because I don't know. It's Let me just go freestyle here. It's kind of like philosophical and political. Like it gets into like the Hegelian dialectic with David Hume, the philosopher, with the backdrop, I guess you could say, of the McCarthyism, with the fear of communism, and it's just like it's well done. It's got like it's got quite a bit of funny parts to it if I remember right. It's an intellectual movie, but it's good. It's good. 698 Pusher. It is 7.3 IMDb. 1996 Danish crime thriller directed by Nicholas Winding, starring Kim Bodina as Frank, a small-time drug dealer in Copenhagen who goes on the run after a drug deal goes bad, leaving him in debt to a ruthless drug lord. It's I don't want to say entertaining, but it's what's the word? It's one second. I meant to say suspenseful. So it's not a lot to it, but it's just an existential movie, people going through stuff, and it's well done. It's If you like these type of movies, it's good. It's good. 699 The Recruit is a spy thriller starring Colin Farrell as a brilliant computer programmer recruited by the CIA and Al Pacino as his veteran instructor, Walter Burke, at the agency's secret training facility, The Farm. So the first half of the movie was phenomenal. I was thinking it was going to be like a top 300 movie, and then the second half, it was I don't know. I just wasn't feeling it. It was it's I don't want to complain too much. This is a good movie. You might like it a lot more than me, but I do think it's a top 700 movie. It's Yeah, I don't know how to I don't want to give anything away. It's good. Number 700, Leave the World Behind. Um, Apocalyptic psychological thriller directed by Sam Esmail. Um, the film follows two families forced together at a luxury rental home during a mysterious cyber attack that causes technology to fail, leading to societal breakdown and paranoia as they try to understand the unfolding disaster. Again, just a good suspenseful movie. I probably need to rethink about putting this higher. Um, but yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. Number 709, The Post, is a Steven Spielberg directed historical drama starring Meryl Streep as Katharine Graham and Tom Hanks as Ben Bradley, focusing on the Washington Post, it's hard to say plural, Post decision to publish the Pentagon Papers in 1971, revealing a decades long government cover up of the Vietnam War. And this is what makes a great director, and what would normally be kind of a boring movie, possibly, if it wasn't someone really good like Spielberg. Instead, we get a really entertaining movie, in my opinion. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. I'm just trying to remember exactly the details of how it. Yeah, he makes it suspenseful. It's good. 726, Mulholland Drive. I might get a lot of pushback here. Just recently watched it finally. 7.9 IMDb. It's a surreal neo-noir film directed by David Lynch, starring Naomi Watts and Laura Herring, about an aspiring actress who befriends an amnesiac woman after a car crash in Los Angeles, leading them on a dreamlike, non-linear journey through Hollywood's dark side, exploring themes of identity, jealousy, and delusion. I don't want to complain about this movie because I feel like I could give it away for sure. So what I'll do instead and say this movie, and I think I said this on my very first video, if a movie should be longer, don't make it shorter than what it should be. And I know it's hard to know, right? But this movie is 2 hours and 27 minutes. It could have been a lot better had they made it 1 hour and 40 minutes. It just didn't need to be this long of a movie. Major complaint. But it's but it's that's really weird though, because it's really weird that I have that complaint, because remember I said I felt like What Dreams May Come should be a longer movie, and that's a dream, kind of a dream movie. So but this is a dream movie and I feel like it should be a shorter one. So make that make sense. I guess I'm contradicting myself, but yeah, I don't know, but it's okay. It's okay. It's not a movie I'm going to rewatch anytime soon. Number 727, Demolition Man, sci-fi action film starring Sylvester Stallone as a tough cop, John Spartan, and Wesley Snipes as his nemesis, the psychopathic criminal Simon Phoenix, who are both cryogenically frozen in 1996 and thawed in a peaceful utopian 2032. Hey, that might be where we're going, right? A few years away, huh? But with AI, But this movie it's got good humor to it. I don't want to say it's a deep movie, but it's got like, how do I explain it? It's just well thought out. It's one second. Number 728, Merchant of Venice. Um, with Al Pacino. It's a film adaptation of William Shakespeare's play, directed by Michael Radford. The movie closely follows the play's plot, focusing on the bond between Antonio and Shylock, which is sealed with the deadly promise of a pound of flesh if the loan isn't repaid, exploring themes of revenge, mercy, and justice in 16th century Venice. So I pretty much just explained the whole movie. Really good acting with Al Pacino, Jeremy Irons. Definitely worth watching. 729, Weird Science. It made the list. The second list, that is. John Hughes directed teen comedy about two nerdy high schoolers, Gary and Wyatt, who use their computer to create the perfect woman, Lisa, who comes to life and helps them gain confidence and popularity. Okay, I think you know me well enough. A movie's not guaranteed to make the list because of nostalgia alone. this movie, there is nostalgia to this movie, obviously, but it stands on its own merits, in my opinion, for sure. Probably should be higher. Really good movie. Well, I just contradicted myself again because I'm looking at the updated list here. 731 Cyborg, 5.1 IMDb. This is one of the lowest. I know it's. Oh, I forgot. I was gonna add Putin. Remember on my last video a few months ago, I said I forgot Putin probably needs to be in the top 750, but oh well. Putin is 751. Okay. Um, Putin was definitely lower than 5.1. I know I definitely have some movies in the fives in the list. I mean, like The Island of Dr. Moreau is low on IMDb. This movie is nostalgia. I will admit it to you, but let me stop it. I feel like it has one of the best chase scenes in cinematic history. I mean, that's got to be worth something. It's a post-apocalyptic sci-fi action film starring Jean-Claude Van Damme as a warrior named Gibson Rickenbacker, who must protect a half-human cyborg named Pearl Prophet as she carries a cure for a deadly plague to safety. Yeah, it's just because, man, it's just got such a classic chase scene, you know. But yeah, nostalgia. I lied to you, my bad. But it made the list. Cyborg did. 732, The Dictator, a satirical comedy film starring Sacha Baron Cohen as Admiral General Aladdin, the tyrannical dictator of the fictional North African country of Wadiya, who travels to New York City and finds his despotic rule challenged. I don't remember it too well, but I just because this isn't one I've seen recently. This almost made the original list. I just know it has a lot of funny parts, and just the digs that it takes at feminism, if I remember right, are pretty funny. It's solid, you know. Sacha Baron Cohen, good stuff. 733, Heaven is a Playground. Hey, this is another that's in the fives. It definitely should not be. It's a 5.9. No way, in my opinion. It's a sports drama film about a Chicago inner city basketball coach, Byron Harper, and a young lawyer, Zach Telander, who team up to help a talented but troubled high school player, Truth, escape the dangers of drugs and gangs through basketball scholarships. So yeah, I mean, I described the movie. This movie's going to make you think. You know, it's a very good sports movie, regardless of the rating you see. But we go by my ratings, right? That's what we're doing now. But anyway, yeah, check it out. 534, Non-Stop, a thriller starring Liam Neeson as a U.S. air marshal on a transatlantic flight who receives text messages threatening to kill a passenger every 20 minutes unless $150 million is paid into an offshore account. It's a very good suspenseful movie done the right way. Number 735, Love and Mercy. I've only seen about half of this movie. I really need to rewatch this. A biographical film about the Beach Boys' Brian Wilson, alternating between his creative peak in the 1960s and his struggle with mental illness in the 80s, focusing on his relationship with his therapist, Dr. Eugene Landy, and his eventual rescue by Melinda Ledbetter. Now I really need to especially rewatch this because I'm going off on a tangent here, but it's a funny thing. Paul Dano, Quentin Tarantino, recently came out and just was 10 out of 10 on talking trash on Paul Dano on There Will Be Blood. And I just think Tarantino's jealous. It's weird because I have There Will Be Blood as the number one movie of all time. It's almost, I thought Paul Dano was incredible in that movie. So Paul Dano is in this movie, so I really need to rewatch it. But he it's so weird because I thought Dano was incredible in There Will Be Blood. I mean, I haven't seen Dano in a ton of movies. He was very good in Prisoners. I don't know what Tarantino is thinking, but yeah. So this movie, like I said, I've only seen like half of it. It's solid, man. It's 7.4 IMDb, but Beach Boys had some serious problems. 736 Dragonheart. I've only seen the first one. Solid movie. Fantasy adventure film about a disillusioned dragon slaying knight, Bowen, Dennis Quaid, who teams up with the last dragon, Draco, voiced by Sean Connery, to defeat an evil king, Inian, who is partially immortal because he received half of Draco's heart as a boy. I mean, I just described the movie. If you like Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, it's not guaranteed you're going to like this. This is a, what do you say? This is definitely a poor man's Lord of the Rings. But if you like adventure, you like Willow. I don't think it's as good as Willow. Some would probably say it's better than Willow. If you like adventure, I think you'll like this movie. 737, The Crucible, should probably be higher, but everyone kind of knows like what happens here. I am surprised it's only 6.8 IMDb. It's about the Salem witch trials. Centers on a group of teenage girls led by Abigail Williams, who falsely accused townspeople of witchcraft after being caught in a ritual leading to mass hysteria, trials, and executions, with John Proctor, Daniel Day-Lewis trying to expose the lies to save his wife. 742, Captain Phillips. I did not know that this was based on a true story. Action thriller with Tom Hanks as Captain Richard Phillips, who was taken hostage by Somali pirates during the 2009 hijacking of the cargo ship, I can't say the first word, Alabama. Let me see here. Intense, suspenseful movie. I don't think it's phenomenal, obviously, but it's solid, worth watching. 743 Instinct is a psychological thriller starring Anthony Hopkins as anthropologist Ethan Powell, who is imprisoned for murdering poachers after living with gorillas in Africa, and Cuba Gooding Jr. as the psychiatrist Theo Calder, who tries to understand his violent behavior. Completely over the top, but the script, the plot is over the top, obviously, but the script, it's still well done. For it being so crazy, it's like the script is good. So it's a good movie. 744 Tango and Cash. I have not seen this movie in probably over 30 years, but I don't know, man. I'm just trying to fill out the top 750 list. I need to rewatch it, obviously. Buddy cop action comedy starring Stallone and Kurt Russell, two rival LAPD narcotics detectives framed for murder by a crime lord. I probably said too much, but don't want to say any more. Yeah, I can't remember. I just think this is good though. I mean, it's a well-known movie, you know what I mean? So I need to rewatch it. 745 Black Knight. I am shocked. It is a 5.0 IMDb. That is why I'm doing the movie list. This is a very good comedy with Martin Lawrence as Jamal Walker, a modern-day amusement park employee who is transported back to 14th century England after a blow to the head, where he teams up with a peasant woman, Marcia Thomason, and a disgraced knight, Tom Wilkinson, to overthrow an evil king. Been a while since I've seen it, but it's got a lot of funny parts if I remember right. 747 Big Trouble in Little China. John Carpenter directed action comedy starring Kurt Russell as truck driver Jack Burton, who gets caught in a supernatural conflict in San Francisco's Chinatown, helping his friend rescue his fiancée from an ancient sorcerer. This one, it's been a while since I've seen this movie as well. It's got good comedy and good action at the same time. Just different type of movie. It's good. 748 That's My Boy, comedy film starring Adam Sandler as Donnie Berger, a man who fathered his son Todd as a teenager and raised him until he was 18, only to reappear on the eve of Todd's wedding, disrupting his life. Definitely a feel-good comedy. It's got a lot of funny parts. As you might guess, I'm not a big Adam Sandler fan. I think the only other movie that's in the list is Uncut Gems, top 300, top 250. I just like Billy Madison, and I actually think that could probably make the list. But not a fan of Happy Gilmore. I just don't like it when he's always doing that voice, that weird, he does a fake voice, but it's This one's a good comedy. 749 Derailed, crime thriller about two married executives, Clive Owen and Jennifer Aniston, who begin an affair after meeting on a commuter train only to be violently robbed and blackmailed by a criminal named LaRoche, Vincent Cassel. Not a predictable movie, good suspenseful movie. And finally, coming in at 750, Get Rich or Die Trying, the 50 Cent Story. Um, 2005 hip hop crime drama starring 50 Cent, based loosely on his own life about a drug dealer who turns to rap music to escape the violent street life after his mother is murdered. It's been a while since I've seen this movie, but it should definitely be higher than the 5.5 IMDb, if I remember right. And I did watch, I said I was going to watch All Eyes on Me about Tupac. That actor did a very good job playing Tupac, but Tupac's life, it just, I mean, the movie's depressing, his life. I mean, obviously, he's one of the two best rappers of all time, in my opinion, but it's hard to rate a movie so high, All Eyes on Me, when it's unfortunate, obviously, what happened with Tupac, but 50 Cent, like, he made it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to put that movie on the list, but it's a good movie. Just don't remember it too well, but definitely need to rewatch it. Okay, 1 second. Okay, a few things to go over here before I close out the video. Um, when I did the initial list and we went over, I did all the 14 videos. I moved Rain Man down about 20 spots. So I think it was 70 something. I moved it down to 90 something. I think it was definitely too high. And then recently, I feel like my top 9 of all time are a lock on where they're at for now, unless something else comes out better. Like, man, what's that movie? It looks phenomenal with Christopher Nolan. Forgot the name of it. Can't wait. But anyway, I had Good Will Hunting at 10, and I just I moved it. I moved it. Let me see my phone here. I moved it all the way, I think, down to 23. Um, I don't know quite what I was thinking at Good Will Hunting at number 10 when I did this a few months ago, but I did all of it in like 2 weeks, so I was just kind of a little bit in a rush. I feel like it's a really, really hard movie to rate. Really hard movie to rate. So I want you to know I moved Rain Man down about 20 spots. I moved Good Will Hunting from 10 to 23. I know that's a big jump, but some of these movies are difficult. And then the other thing is now we've got the top 750, but and I've added what? I've added 50 movies, and then about like 600 to 700 I was really shuffling them around today quite a bit. Because I was like, let me get this right. So those are the changes. I've added the movies. I've added about 50. I've shuffled 6 to 700, or really, you could say I've shuffled 6 to 750 around. And I feel very good about the list. Okay, in closing, probably in about 6 months, hopefully can add more movies to the list and possibly go 1 through 800. And what was I going to say? Yeah, hopefully can get some engagement with Reddit. And then maybe that leads to more views and then more suggestions. And we see where it goes from there. It could be a lot of fun. Thanks for listening.